from Saginaw, Michigan. One day I was driving down the road trying to find a job. My grandpa called me and said, why don't you come out to North Dakota? I seen an ad on TV. So I called up all the boys and said, hey, let's go to North Dakota. Let's go do oil. They're making $20, $30 an hour starting out. Got here late one night, crashed at a Walmart parking lot. And just from there, just put out jobs and we were hired 3 days later. It's unbelievable out here.
What drew me here was my husband. We had a hard time finding jobs and working in Las Vegas where we were from. Like within a week he found a job. I started my company called Black Gold Tees. There's shirts for all the jobs here: pipeliners, roughnecks, roustabouts, riggers, whatever. Drillers, loving life as an oil-filled wife, because there are so many of us here and I've sold so many of these because of that. We've got it all. It's overwhelming how many people are here, because you don't see them all the time, but you see all the housing, you see all the construction always happening. It's good to be with family, to be with my husband and have our kids here, and we have a nice place to live. We don't live in some of the other places that people don't, like the man camps. We live in a nice apartment.
I grew up here in this area. Imagine a town of about 8,000 to 10,000 people, and taking about 50,000 people and putting them in a town of about a 10,000 town size, and you get kind of the feeling of what's here. We were just at the fair last week, and we had a booth, and there was a lady that came by, and her rent just got jacked up by like $700 or something, and she couldn't afford to live there anymore. She's pretty sad about that, and so those are some challenges that people face, you know.
And there's a lot of crime out here. It's not exactly the safest place to bring a family.
Life is not easy down here. You make a lot of money, but it's like you don't have a better place to stay.
Well, 80% of the African down here, they're from Liberia. We get different nationalities down here. We get like people from Sudan, Ethiopia, Sierra Leone, Ghana, Kenya. We get a lot of African people here. And Williston is one of the highest paid states right now in the whole of America. The minimum wage is $7.25, so I was $7.50 or so. My first job I got, I started getting $17. Hoping for probably like 2-3 months from now, I decide to go into the oil field. And I already get my application out there, so that's where the money is. You can work other jobs around here. You're not gonna make according to what you're gonna make in the oil field for 2 weeks.
I believe one of the number one reason for people migrating from Africa to come to the United States or any part of the world to the United States is for better life. It's for the American dream, as they call it. As we all know in life, everything has advantages and disadvantages. But what we human beings are fond of doing is to weigh, to have a scale where we can weigh the advantages and disadvantages. Every time we have more or higher advantages, we go ahead and take the risk of doing what we're doing. So as much as these oil field jobs are helping a lot of lives, it has some disadvantages. I believe one of the disadvantages is I believe they kind of pollute the air, the environment, and all this digging that they're doing is kind of physically disturbing the environment.